Being able to fight as a hoplite was as much a privilege as it was an obligation. Aristotle had said, "Those who do the fighting wield absolute power." If you could fight for your community, you had a voice in it. You were a citizen. To keep their paradise safe, the Spartans acted in a totally radical way. Utopia was their aim, modeled after the phalanx itself, the perfect society, disciplined, collective, unselfish. Those were the words of Bettany Hughes from her documentary, The Spartans. Links in description. My name is Ragnarok. Welcome to episode 5 of my Battles of the Spartan Republic series. This is the campaign series to my Rome 2 Wrath of Sparta campaign on legendary difficulty. So today's battle, we have huge Spartan force. Now I've skipped ahead quite a bit. I've skipped over a number of battles just because the battles haven't been terribly exciting. This one, it's not going to be that riveting either. We have an overwhelming force here, but this is the largest force we've had in the field so thus far in the campaign. So I thought I'd show this one. We've got a lot of Spartan spears and a lot of archers and decent sized cavalry. So we're fighting against Byzantine today. So we're just bringing up our second army here and just getting organized. Now the Byzantine army is just over this bend. We can see a few of them right now just because they're in line of sight, but we're just getting set up here. So let's just take a look at what we've got. So this is our cavalry. Lots of Hippias over here, and we're just waiting for these guys to get over here. So I'll just take a couple minutes as our Royal Spartans, general leading the way, and then lots of these helot archers or helot archers, whatever the fuck they're called. I do really like archers. I find they're very effective in these games. We've got some more coming up here. So basically what's going on in the campaign at this point, we've been slowly pushing eastward and locking down the south of Greece and pushing out into a few of the Greek islands. This Byzantine force has landed on the shores that we've taken hold of. So they're Athens' ally, and we're just gonna push them out of the water. Now this first army that was arrayed here is just basically primarily archers and these cavalry. I just recruited this army to act as reinforcements for the armies that were already in the field. The armies already in the field were only half stacks, so I just wanted to top them up with some archers and some cavalry, but had to divert them to take care of this little invasion force. Now, probably I could have won this battle with just the archers and the cavalry. However, it would have been really micro intensive. What you can do is use the cavalry to take out the enemy cavalry with cavalry superiority, and then use our archers to take out their ranged units. They've only got javelins down there, and then once the javelins are taken care of, you can just basically kite the enemy. Their hoplites aren't going to be able to catch our archers, and just basically skirmish them to death. I've done it a couple times in the campaign, actually with my naval forces so far, but yeah, super effective. But having a more well-balanced army here should be a lot more effective. And just the double force of all these Spartans. Most of them are Spartan youths. We've got a few of the hoplites mixed in there as well, the Royal Spartans. But yeah, it's just going to be a lot more effective to take them on with a more well-balanced army. Now I've got my cavalry all positioned here, usually it's better to have some of your cavalry on each side of the flanks. Gives you more options. However, using the hammer and anvil strategy, I find having them all together hits a lot harder, and you can get a lot more units to rout that way. So occasionally I will put my cavalry all together just to hit a little bit harder with that hammer coming in on the anvil. So can't quite see the Byzantians. They're just over this bend here. I'm not sure why they went down this way. I don't know. It works for us though, because they're sort of putting themselves on the low ground. All right, so we can see a few of them there. Their cavalry is scouting ahead, and rightfully so. They're backing off. They don't want anything to do with this. So these archers are going to be incredibly deadly. That's a lot of firepower right here. I mean, even though they're a very cheap unit, they can be very effective in these large numbers like this. So we're just slowly inching forward. Battle, I swear, is going to get started here. I probably should speed this up for you guys. Actually, why don't we do that? Just get things moving along a little bit. Alright, so the action should get started here any moment now. So they've got mostly javelins, which aren't going to have the same range as our archers. Not to mention, they're not going to have as much ammunition. And here's their own hoplites. Couldn't quite see them because they were just under the hill there. But now that they're in line of sight, we can see them. So their cavalry is going to swing in here. And yeah, I didn't see these guys coming. Probably should have been a little bit more careful here. But this archer unit's going to take a fair bit of damage here from this cavalry. But reacted right away, sent some youths over here to sort of fight these guys off, try and save the archers. And yeah, their javelins are going down really fast. These guys, the hoplites are going to hold up a little bit longer just because they've got those shields, and it's just complete chaos here. The youths are moving out to attack Spartan hoplites, and just a hail of arrows coming down. On this side, their cavalry just completely decimated, and then my cavalry is taking on what's left of them, their mercenary Hippias. It's hard to tell who's who over here, but our overwhelming numbers are gonna definitely win that engagement. Just the arrows are just continuing to pour down on these guys as they come into the lines here. Fighting is getting intense here in the center. Byzantians are trying to pour in, but again, I'm not sure why they decided to move down this way on the slope. Just definitely put them at a disadvantage. We've got a little bit of an incline, which is going to help us hold them off, give us a little bit of a buff for our defensive stats. So we did manage to fight off this cavalry force over here. The Spartan youths managed to get rid of them, and then our archers are just taking down whatever's left. Anyone who tries to retreat from the battlefield. Over on this side, I'm pulling my archers over to the flank so I can get some shots in behind these guys. Our Royal Spartans are over here holding off their more elite units. And as typical of these sort of battles, it's going into a slow grind. The hoplites spear fighting usually takes quite a bit longer. Swords usually they'll cut through troops a lot quicker. So Got some Spartans getting into the flanks over here. We've broken through this side. And as you can see, our archers very effective here. These are Spartan youths coming in, just getting into the flanks. And the Byzantines aren't going to be able to hold out for much longer. We have the cavalry coming in behind here, doing some cycle charges, just breaking through their line. The Byzantine army is, this poor guy is stuck in the middle of them. Let's see if he can, oh no, he did not last too long there. So yeah, so this is what I'm talking about with the hammer and anvil, just, you know, keeping your cavalry together like this just does quite a bit more damage, and does cause a lot more fear for the enemy. So they're completely enveloped now. And it won't be long before these units start to break, even on legendary difficulty with all the bonuses the AI gets for morale. As you can see, there's dudes just trying to get out of here already. So there goes a lone horse. Yeah, the overwhelming numbers here. I mean, maybe this could have been fought a little bit cleaner. But at the end of the day, we got the win, and these armies will have plenty of time to replenish before they go back to the front lines. So getting rid of this invasion force was absolutely critical to the campaign. You can't really have these guys running around behind your lines and smashing your cities. So I don't think we'll see much from the Byzantines for a little while anyway. This army pretty much completely destroyed. There's a few guys running off here, but our archers are just picking them off as they retreat. So a very solid victory there for us, for the Spartans. Cavalry getting a number of kills, some of the archers getting a few kills as well. It's too bad we can't see the other general how they did, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Decisive victory. Hopefully we get some more exciting battles. I mean, the battles have been pretty one-sided for the most part, but I mean, I think that's typical of most of the campaigns. You want to sort of position yourself so that you have the greatest advantage in the battles. So I'm sure there will be a few close ones in the future, and I hope to see you guys then. Thanks for watching. This is Ragnarok signing out.